Hey everybody, it's Bonnie from Healthy Meals. So I decided today that I'm going to make a little pumpkin bread. And I know, we're looking at as organic as possible, from scratch as possible. Well, I don't bake very well, so we're going to start with a box. And if anybody is wondering how much all of this costs, well, you've got your spice cake, you've got your can of pumpkin, and then the only other thing that we are going to throw on top of this is Muffins cheese. And I know I just completely butchered how you say that. But here's the thing with this cheese. It tastes like cream cheese, especially when you're baking. However, it has the same number of calories as fat-free cream cheese. Okay? The difference is when you go down here to the ingredients, and that's all in Spanish. Let's go over here where we can actually read it in English, because I'm good in Spanish, but I can't read it very well. So if you look at all of the ingredients here, what's in fat-free cream cheese, it actually starts out with corn syrup, and there's some hydrogenized processing going on in there. This same exact ingredients as in cream cheese. The difference is this. Skim milk. So instead of you just seeing milk in cheese culture, it's skim milk. Okay? So no fat cream cheese. So we're just going to mix the spice cake and the pumpkin. And that's it. That's all we're putting in this. I'm going to mix it up. It looks just like regular cake mix. And then we are going to put it in our pan, and I'll show you once we get to the pan. But see how it has eggs and water and all that? You don't need all that. You just need the cake mix and the pumpkin. So I'll see you in a few minutes. So we're back. So we have our pumpkin and our spice cake all mixed up. As you can see, it's not completely dissolved. Like, I haven't mixed in all the powder to the point that it's not there. You're going to have some chunks. Just a little backdrop. So the inspiration for this, I am in love with Starbucks pumpkin muffins. Those cream cheese pumpkin things are quite possibly the worst things that could have shown me, because I love them to tears. But that also meant that I was on a mission, and I went through a ton of recipes from scratch, from others, and I tried to modify them, make them healthier. This is the healthiest I've gotten, and it actually is not that bad, considering we've taken out the oil. Yeah, we don't have the eggs, so we don't have that protein, but to take out the third cup of oil and replace it with pumpkin, something that's more of a detoxifier, not to mention the cream cheese. Essentially, all we're going to do with this cream cheese, Muffins cheese, is we are going to put little drops on our bread. So I'm going to make a bread instead of a muffin, and I'll show you before I put it in the oven. Right now, the oven is preheated at 350. We're going to put this in our grease nonstick cookie sheet here. I'm going to put some drops of cream cheese, and I'll show you before we put it in the oven. Okay, so I thought I'd kind of fill you in, because I'm kind of doing all this stuff, and I'm thinking that, I do this and I don't think about it, but that's not necessarily the case with a lot of people. So here's what's going on since I'm making this a bread. This is very stiff, very thick, so I have to spread it so that the thickness is even across the whole pan. I don't want one side to cook thicker than the other. What will happen is if you have one side that's thicker than the other, one side cooks and the other side's raw. And, meat, that's one thing, but pastries, and especially pumpkin bread, and, man, fresh pumpkin smelling stuff in the winter time and the fall and, like, right before Halloween, it's, like, the best ever. I'm actually pretty excited about how my house is going to smell. Now, if I can conquer that pumpkin latte, then I'm really in heaven. I kind of modified mine, but, alright, so here we go. We got one more little corner to go. And I tap, I roll, I do all of it. And here I have, as even as it's going to be, pumpkin bread. And since there's no egg, we have pumpkin dough. And I'm going to try some. Oh, that's good. Love pumpkin seasoning. So now, what I have is I have this big block. Well, I'm just going to take cream cheese and put little dollops across it to bake into the pumpkin bread. And that's it. Pop it in the oven, bake it, I think it says 30 minutes, 20-30 minutes, so whatever your norm would be. And instead of making a cream cheese icing, the biggest difference is they take cream cheese, from what I can tell from the recipe, they take cream cheese, they put some sugar in it, and they pop it on. Okay, that's all they do. So we're going to take little dollops just like this, and I'm going to try and put 12 so that when this pops out and it's done, I've got 12 slices of bread. Tell you what, my breakfast is going to be rocking this week. And literally, I'm just sticking this sucker on here. Got one of my girls coming over later. Maybe I'll send her home with a little bit. Her dad ran a tea shop, so he knows good pastries. That family, man, whew, they can cook. And coming from someone who can't bake, very important. Alright, so I'm going to do this. I will show you when I'm done. But this is kind of what we're going for. Just tiny little drops. And as it bakes, the bread will bake up around the cream cheese. The cream cheese will bake into it. So I'll come back when it's all ready to go in the oven just to show you what it looks like. Alright, we are ready for the oven. Check that out. So as soon as this is done baking, I'll show you what it looks like. But all those little cake mixes, the cake batter that you see, that'll just blend in. So I will see you all in a few minutes. And 20 minutes in, we have pumpkin bread. Well, pumpkin bread that I'm going to turn into little muffins for myself. I'm going to let this cool. And then I am going to take it and cut it up, put it into individual servings, and put them into little baggies, and put them in the fridge. So that way when I leave early in the morning, because I have started to do 5 a.m. mornings again, so when I leave early in the morning, I've got breakfast right here. It's handy. It's delicious. I am telling you, this little ditty right here, those 3 ingredients are going to keep me from spending my life savings in Starbucks. I will post it up, but essentially what you have are 12 servings for $3. Not too shabby if you ask me. And there's tons of cream cheese left, so you could actually make, with that cream cheese, I would say 3 more boxes of this and you would be good. So if you have a brunch or something like that to go to, this would be perfect. It's delicious, I am telling you. The only thing missing from this versus the Starbucks version is the pumpkin seeds on the top. So go ahead and top it with pumpkin seeds if you want. It really does, you know, it's just that little added protein, a little bit of monounsaturated fatty acids, muffins. You know how much I love those. So anyway, go enjoy your pumpkin bread, and I will see you guys tomorrow.